Hey everybody, it's Odera back again for another meal. Today we're going to be making chicken pesto pasta, and I'm actually going to be making a pesto that I made myself from a recipe from allrecipes.com. It's called spinach and basil pesto. It's delicious. Highly recommend you try it out for yourself. You can also find this listed as its own food on MyFitnessPal. Isn't that cool? Anyway, it's a pretty simple recipe. You might need a bit more than what you see here in case you want to just tweak it a little bit at the end, but we'll get to that. For right now, let's start with what you'll need to make this dish. You're gonna need some chickpea pasta. I highly recommend this specific brand. A can of chicken breast, some homemade pesto, and as add-ons, you might need any of these three things, not required. You'll also need a tablespoon. You'll need some sort of like weight measuring thing, and a pan to cook everything in. Doesn't have to be a huge pan. Anyway, right now we're going to measure out, I want to say like 122 grams, like two servings of pasta. I think it's 4 ounces of pasta, just 2 servings. Yeah, I can barely see what the scale says, but I think it's just 2 servings of pasta, which is 4 ounces or 56 times 2. And so once you get that measured out, you want to add water. Now just add just enough to cover the top of the pasta, because what you'll see in this footage is that chickpea pasta will boil over if you let it. No matter how little water you put in, there's so much starch in this pasta that it will inevitably boil over if you let it. It starts off mild, then here's the next phase, and you might think, oh, okay, that's not too bad. That's just phase 2. There's still phase 3 and 4. There's so much starch rising to the top. You might be tempted to clear it away at this point, but I would say it's too early. Just wait till you get to stage 3, where the starch is very thick. Like here, you can see it building up even more on the edges. You could clear it away at this point. I think I just get tired of clearing out the starch from making this so many times, so I just kind of leave it. Or it kind of comes out when you're straining it. But at this point, I'm just going to taste the chickpeas. You definitely want to remove them from the bottom of the pan because they do tend to stick to the bottom of the pan, so you want to move it around. Anyway, this is the last stage that I let it get to. I already taste tested it. I think it was ready to go, but as you can see, it's very close to boiling over, and if I let it, it would have boiled over. It has done that on me before, especially the first time I made it when I really had no idea that this is what it would do. But that's chickpea pasta for you. The starch never ends. So from here, we're going to strain it out. Not sure why I'm using this really small strainer. I guess I couldn't find my big one that day, but yeah, we're just gonna strain it out. Some people rinse their pasta. I don't recommend that, even for chickpea pasta, because the starch is what allows the sauce to latch on to the pasta, basically. And maybe it's not that serious for you, so maybe you really do want to rinse it, but I don't know. I don't recommend it. I guess I like the starch. So here we're gonna scoop out 4 teaspoons of pesto. Oh, sorry. 4 teaspoons of pesto, which is a 1/4 cup. But I think it's easier to scoop it out with a tablespoon, and I'm clearly doing rounded tablespoons. This is a thick pesto anyway. And we're also going to open 1 can of chicken, drain it, of course, in case you didn't know you had to drain canned chicken. Now you know. Now you know. So we're gonna add this chicken to the pot, and we're just gonna mix everything together. And what I really like about this dish is that it's really, really easy and simple to put together, you know, when you've already made the pesto. If you guys haven't seen my pesto recipe video, the original recipe makes a lot of pesto. You could definitely get a week's worth, I think. Am I right? I want to say you can get like a week's worth of this specific dish, like maybe 6 servings of this specific dish, using 1 recipe of pesto. But yeah, I feel like that's right. Anyway, once you mix it together, you might find that it's a bit maybe thick. I don't want to say dry, but thick. So something that I like to use to make it a bit more wet and moist, words people hate, is I just kind of add a bit of Mexican crema. You can pretty much add any cream you want, but why not use Mexican crema, right? And I also like to sprinkle a little bit of extra Parmesan because I love Parmesan. And so now it's a bit more creamy. That's the word I was going for, creamy. Now it's a bit more creamy, and it's just a wonderful, easy dish once you've already gotten the pesto made. Very quick to throw together, even on a weekday. Here's the final result. You don't have to garnish with Parmesan if you're not filming, you know. But hey, maybe you just like how it looks. So here's the price per meal breakdown. Here are the nutrition facts. Hope you're having a lovely day. Leave a comment down below if you made this recipe and you loved it, or if you didn't like it. I want to hear your feedback. Anyway, comment. I just said that. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.